Superstock Eliminator represents one of the strongest and toughest categories in all of drag racing. The field here at the Sports Nationals made up of the very best. One of those competitors is Judy Lilly.
I think women are better drivers because I think they have better reflexes. They're lighter, they're not so muscle-bound, and I think they have more time to devote to it, too. They're not as busy with the mechanical end of it.
Judy Lilly, veteran drag racer in the highly competitive Superstock category. Since 1961, Judy has put together an impressive string of titles, including championship wins at the 1972 Winter Nationals, the 1973 Spring Nationals, and the 1975 Gator Nationals. In a world reportedly dominated by men, she has more than made her mark.
What I like the most out of it, of course, is the competition. I enjoy competing. I always have enjoyed competing. I would like, of course, to get at least one more national meet under my belt. I'd like to be the #1 lady in drag racing again instead of the #2 lady, as I am right now at this point. And I guess I'd like to quit in a few years. I'm getting tired.
The car that this pretty mother of two from Littleton, Colorado drives, a Plymouth Volare, is truly a family affair. Her husband, Dennis Maurer, serving as the chief mechanic for the obsession that demands that he and his wife log over 50,000 miles a year traveling from event to event.
The man that makes me go fast and the man behind me is my husband, Dennis Maurer, who's very devoted to the car, works on the car continually, day and night. He works the job all day, then he works all night on the car. He gets up 6 o'clock in the morning to go back to his job. I do all the driving to and from the races. He flies in at the last minute. He'll do the necessary tune-ups, and then he flies out again to go back to his job.
So with all this hard work and dedication, does Judy ever step aside and let her husband take over the driving chores?
Well, I don't really like to have him do the driving. It's my play toy, and I'm afraid he'll get in there and do a better job than I do. When I got started in drag racing, which was back in the early 60s, my first husband was driving the car at the time, and he wasn't doing too good of a job. And after a few meets, being a typical woman, I couldn't keep my mouth shut. And I suggested that he change his style of driving. And doing so, he said, "If you're so smart, do it yourself." And I went ahead and jumped in and started doing it. I started bettering his time, and little by little, he got a little less involved all the time, and I got a little more involved. And eventually, he went away, and I stayed. The paramount thing in my mind at the time when I go to the line is just my mental checklist that I go through. I try not to think about anything else at the time. If you let anything else get into your concentration, you're in a lot of trouble.
And this is Judy Lilly in round #3 of Superstock Eliminator. She's racing a Chevrolet of Joe DeLorenzo out of Hamden, Connecticut. Judy going through her mental checklist, inching into the staging beams. She gets the head start. Now she has to hold off the charge of DeLorenzo. Joe beginning to inch forward, and coming from behind is DeLorenzo. What a close race. At 120 miles an hour, just passing Judy Lilly at the finish line. Watching one of the closest races of the day, Judy Lilly going out in round #3, just a matter of inches. Here now the final in Superstock.